In this video, we will be discussing the impact cycle and how this can help you move forward as an educator.
We would like to invite you to participate in an impact cycle. In this impact cycle, which is a research-based method to improve our independent professional growth, we will support you through a cycle of inquiry. Also, a positive of this is that you can use this impact cycle as evidence for both domains 1 and 4 of our evaluation plan.
So let's talk more about what the impact cycle is. The first step is kind of what we all just did together, which is identify what's going on right now in the classroom, in our lessons, that sort of thing. In the process, we may very well find areas for improvement. One of the most important things here is that it's up to you to decide what matters to you. And think back to your lesson that we observed, or if you want to meet with us at some point and talk through things, I've already met with some of you, which is great. You can identify those areas. From there, we talk about what kind of strategies there are to improve, what can be done, some suggestions, some ideas, and a lot of this is self-driven. So you're in the driver's seat here and deciding what's going to happen next.
So what's an impact cycle? What we're going to do in the impact cycle is you're going to determine the current reality in your classroom. What's happening? What's actually going on? Then you need to set an actionable goal. What do you want to see your students accomplish? Where do you want to see your students get to? What do you want to have the students do? And then define and implement the strategies to reach that goal. What are you going to do? What is your classroom going to look like? What do you want your classroom to look like? And that's what the impact cycle is. It's how you're going to look for a goal and get to that goal.
After we identify the current reality in our classroom, we have to set quality goals. The first type of goal, or the first thing we should consider when identifying those goals, is whether or not the goal is powerful. Does it make a difference in the lives of our students?
A lot of times when we set goals, sometimes we set them too far and too hard. We like to make easy goals, things that are simple, clear, relatively easy to understand.
Are the goals emotionally compelling? Is it something that you actually care about? Is it something that's going to drive you or drive your students to accomplishing these goals?
Another thing that the goal you set for your classroom is that it needs to be reachable, meaning how can we measure the outcome and how can we create strategies to help you achieve that outcome?
And finally, it might sound cliche, but of course we want the goals to be student-focused. We have to address student achievement in some way, shape, or form, or maybe it's a behavior, maybe it's a change in attitude, but what's the ultimate goal with our students? As you can tell, this is a continuous cycle, and there's no way to say, oh, I'm done. We're always growing, we're always learning.
The choice is yours as to what types of goals you want to set.
So come see us in the Idea Pad. We are here all periods of the day except for second period, and we'll be happy to sit down and discuss this further.